dears, and welcome back to my channel. Hey guys! Today we're doing a spur of the moment video because I got a really good question from one of my dear viewers, My Life as Raven. They left this question / comment underneath my last video asking me for some advice on how to come up with a title for their story. And as soon as I read this, I was like, oh my god, that's such a good question. I've got to answer it. I've got to make a video for it, like right now. Because I can just imagine a bunch of you are struggling with not just developing your story, but also coming up with an appropriate title. And having a good title for your story is pretty important for multiple reasons. It's one of the first introductions that a reader has to your story. And so today we are going to talk about how to come up with a good title for your story. I have lots of tips and lots of examples to share with you guys to hopefully make this process much easier. But before we get started, I first want to thank you guys for all the sweet comments about my mushroom cut. You guys were like, oh, your hair looks so cute. Oh, I love your new haircut, senpai. And lots of compliments on my earrings. But what I found so funny though is that I've actually worn my natural hair in a bunch of videos. But I'm pretty sure that you guys thought that it was just another one of my many wigs. No, this is my natural hair. And it's also gone through a few different colors. When I first started YouTube, I had blue hair and now it's black. I was super happy you guys enjoyed my little mushroom, you know. I love the mushroom. Hashtag mushroom love. And also Little Miss Mushroom is a bit of a diva, so she likes the attention. Hashtag vain mushroom. So enough of that. Just thank you for all the sweet compliments, you guys. You're so cute. Like I said, we're gonna go through a whole bunch of awesome tips, lots of things to keep in mind while you're coming up with titles, what to think about when you're coming up with your titles, lots of examples, all that good stuff. So stay till the very end so that we can go through all this information together and make your artistic journey that much easier. Now, the very first thing you need to think about and keep in mind the entire time you are creating a title for your story is you've got to keep your actual story in mind. And hopefully you have a very good and preferably very deep understanding of your story. You need to understand its plot, understand its main ideas, what it focuses on, and preferably even understand the emotions and the ideas, ideology of your characters and their world. I know that sounds pretty complicated, but trust me, it's a lot easier than you think. Just give me a moment to explain. I'm going to show you some examples of manga, some comics, and some novels, explain their titles to you, and show you how they kept what I just said to keep in mind, how they kept those things in mind while coming up with the titles for their story. Now, the very first example I have for you guys is a really good book called Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I was online to catch the bus when I caught a glimpse of this book through a shop window, and I'm just like, oh, what is that? First of all, I love black and white photography, anything old-fashioned Victorian, all that stuff. I'm really attracted to it. So this cover totally caught my eye. So this kind of goes into even my last video where I was talking about you'd want to give some sort of a mood. You want to feed information to your viewer through the cover artwork and the composition and the colors. This totally appealed to me and gave me an eerie feel. So you see how my two videos are kind of combining with each other? Hashtag school. But then under closer inspection, this little girl is hovering. She is floating, okay? So when I saw her, I was just like, little girl, what are you doing? Why are you floating? That's dangerous. Get down from there. So and so I was like, this little girl is floating. She is strange. She is peculiar. What is this book going to be about? And then I read the title. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. The title mixed with the font paired with the cover artwork, it gives it an eerie / quirky feel. And the title of the book, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, there's not a spoiler, it's explained in the very first couple of pages or so. This home for peculiar children is sort of like an orphanage for children that they kind of imply may be peculiar in terms of they may have powers, you're not really sure. The main character is searching for this home for peculiar children. So in reality, it's not called Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children because it takes place in this home. This is the title they chose because this is basically the journey that the main character is going on. He's out to find this place. So they named the book after the thing he is searching for, which is this home for peculiar children. It's kind of like the manga One Piece. Aren't they searching for the One Piece? So that's what the story's called. Are you beginning to see a theme? But of course, you don't have to name your story after like the magic gem that the characters are going after. You can also use the title to kind of be a reflection of the characters' emotions, their feelings, and their own personal journey. For me, a great example of that is this story right here called Wandering Sun. It is a manga about two transgender children, a transgender boy and a transgender girl. And I kind of felt that the title, Wandering Sun, had to do with the child who is biologically male but wants to become a female, because I felt like they were wandering and they were on a journey to find themselves, and they're still referred to as a boy throughout the story. They still call themselves him, his parents, his family still call him he, his friends who know that he wants to be a girl still call him him. So I feel like Wandering Sun is a reflection of what they're going through and their personal journey. I could be wrong, but that's my interpretation of the title. And now I'd also like to use my own published manga as an example of that. This is my own story, wrote it, drew it myself. If you'd like to sample chapters of it, please check it out on my website, sacredthemanga.com, where you can read chapters for free. Now, you guys ask me all the time, why is your manga called Sacred? What inspired you to call it Sacred? So today I'm going to answer that question. Without giving anything away, in my story, the characters have a very deep understanding of the old ways. They have a very ancient culture, old beliefs. They are holders of, I want to say, very special abilities, and they hold their culture, their traditions, and their powers very sacred. Everything in their world is sacred for them. And so, for me, calling it sacred is a reflection of their community and how the characters feel about their world. So, again, the sacred has nothing to do with any type of power or any type of gem or anything that they're like out to search for, unlike, you know, my first two examples that I gave you guys in this video. Sacred is a reflection of the characters, how they feel, and their personal journey. But of course, your title does not need to be that deep. It can just be a bit more simple than that. A good example is this yaoi. If you don't know what yaoi is, all you need to know is these two characters are pretty gay. So basically, this yaoi is called Don't Be Cruel. The Japanese title meant Treat Me Gently. Don't be cruel, treat me gently. They're pretty much saying the same thing, which is, please don't hurt me. And that exact feeling of please don't hurt me is being felt by the little guy right here. When you look at the cover, there's a very nerdy kid and a kid that could be a punk, could be a thug. So you pretty much understand that the nerdy kid is telling the thug looking kid, please do whatever you want with me, just don't hurt me. So the title, Don't Be Cruel, it's pretty much what this dude is feeling, and the overall theme of the story of him being kind of afraid of the thuggish kid, but you know, it's a yaoi, so if you know about yaoi, you understand. you understand. Designing a really good cover and creating a really good title, super important for multiple reasons. One of the biggest reasons being a good title and a good cover are going to be the very first things that readers are going to see that will feed them information about your story and will help them decide whether or not they actually want to pick up your book or not. just picking a good title is just half the battle. The second part of the battle is picking good font that actually further expresses the ideas and the feeling and the mood of the story. Cursive, there's all types of really grungy looking font. There's all sorts of free font that you can get online that you're free to use. But definitely searching for the right font is super important along with picking a good title. But definitely, just to recap, your title can be about the character's journey. It could be a reflection of the actual plot. It can express a character's personal journey, or you can pick something a little quirky and a little strange that can pique someone's interest. There's all sorts of different ways to get people to want to read your story, but also be very honest with your title, because you don't want to, have some type of hook, baitish type of title that just hooks people and baits people into reading your story, and then when they pick it up and begin to read it, they're like, this title has nothing to do with the story, what the heck? So be honest with your viewers, okay? We're not going to use any trickery, right? You're still going to use trickery? Don't do that! That's not nice, man. That's not nice. So guys, I hope that my tips and my advice for creating a title was super helpful for you guys. Remember, if you have any questions, have any comments, or better yet, some video requests, please leave them all down there in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And please guys, I'd really appreciate it if you took the time to go to my website, sacredmanga.com, and read chapters of my manga for free. It would really mean a lot to me. If you guys enjoy the occult, mythology, and folklore from all around the world, I really think that you'd appreciate the dark story that I've created. However, please know that there is also lots of comedy in my story as well. So I hope you guys will check it out and will really enjoy it. And if you liked it enough to want to support it, I hope you'll check out my shop as well. So until next time guys, please take care, God bless, and do not be afraid to nerd out. Take care guys.